Hi there. So today I'm going to be coming outside and cleaning up a bunch of stuff in the gully. I wanted to basically clean up any leaves that were left over from the springtime, any just dead foliage that needs to be cut off, cut back and tossed out. And then also I want to cut back the old foliage from my Hellebore, my Lenten rose plants, because they are blooming up a storm right now. It's pretty awesome, and it will help them to continue blooming and sending energy into those new blooms if I cut off the old foliage. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. As I say that, it's actually just starting to sprinkle right now, and yeah, so I don't know how long I'm gonna last out here. We'll see. We might have to go back inside and try this again a little later. But for now, we're gonna see if it just kind of stays at a mild sprinkle, and that doesn't bother me at all. I actually have my raincoat on, and if it doesn't, then we'll just, like I said, go inside and come back later. But so I'm gonna go grab some things and we'll get started. Okay, let's get going. Got some rakes, a bag, and some clippers. I think I'm gonna start with raking up some of the dead hosta leaves that were left over from the springtime. It's about 45 degrees out here, so it's not too bad. After going through really cold, snowy winters, the 45-degree weather doesn't seem so bad. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of go through and do that, and just some spots that got left behind in the spring. I'm also gonna come through here and pull out these weeds. This is the hairy bittercress weed. Well, and it's actually starting to bud up and bloom. Once that happens, you are pretty much screwed, for lack of a better word, because the blooms release seeds and it just keeps reseeding and reseeding itself. Another thing about this little weed is it almost has like a tap root, so you have to pull up that tap root or it'll just keep coming back. And I get this all over my garden. I'll show you. Even in the dead of the winter, there's beautiful bushy green hairy bittercress growing. So this is what it looks like. You gotta kind of get down in there and make sure you get that tap root. See, it's kind of just comes from that one little root right there, and it easily breaks off if you just kind of grab it, and then you leave that in the ground and it just grows a bigger and better one the next time. This one's actually starting to flower, so got to get this before all those beautiful little white flowers turn to seed and spread everywhere. It's crazy. You can actually just you can see them spread if you just walk by and like tap it. They just go and they spread everywhere. So gotta get these. You can see all those brown leaves that were left over in there. I'm gonna get those cleaned up next, and then maybe I'll move to all those little green spots. That is more of the hairy bittercress weed, so we'll get that cleaned up. We'll just kind of tackle this area.
Hey, sweet baby, don't you think maybe we could find us a brand new recipe? I got a hot rod and a $2 bill. I know dance is free. If you wanna have fun, come along with me. Say hey, good looking, what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me? I'm free and ready, so we can go steady.
Well, that looks a lot better. Got all that cleaned up. Got the hairy bittercress cleaned up in this area. I gotta get that one. Missed that one. You can see that kind of taproot a little bit better there. There's just that one root that goes down, or one stem, and then it branches off into all these little hairy roots. But this was actually the easiest that it's ever been for me to pull these out because it's raining. A lot of times when I am pulling weeds, I'll come out right after it rains, or I didn't get from there on, but I'll come out right after it rains or while it's raining, and they can come up fairly easy. It came up really easy. But I want to show you guys my bulbs that are popping up. I came in and planted a bunch of bulbs that I got on clearance at the end of the season last year. And I've got daffodils, hyacinth, and then I think I planted some big globe allium bulbs in throughout here. And I don't see those popping up yet, but I've got my daffodils that have been in here for quite some time. Those are popping up. But all these are new. So I've got like a mix of daffodils on the side, and then in between there's the hyacinth mix, pink and purple. And I was trying to create almost like a river of color in here because I eventually want to put a little bridge over there with a pathway. So anyway, I'm pretty excited that these are starting to pop up. I hope it's pretty. I think it will be. Hopefully they're blooming at the same time. That would be awesome. All right, it is starting to get a little bit more wet and rainy out here, so I think I'm gonna go move on to the hellebore. We'll clean the rest of these dead leaves up later, but at least we got that big section done, and now I just want to move down here to my hellebore. Let me grab my glove. And I'll show you what's going on with those. I like to pick up all these big sticks that fell down as well. There's a hellebore right there, but we'll go over to these because you can see it easier. So right here on this one, this is all new growth here that has popped up, and all these leaves on the side are from last year. I always leave these until about this time of year. It just kind of, well, for one, they look really pretty for the most of the year, and then they finally, once they've got snow and it's been through the winter elements, they do start turning brown. But for the most part, they look really pretty all throughout the winter until this time of year. So I'll go in, cut all this dead foliage off, and it'll just be that main plant. Same thing with these ones. You can see that one is already blooming. It's really pretty too. So we're just gonna go in and cut off all the dead around it. And I don't even know what varieties these are anymore because I have dug them up and split them so many times and like divided them up and created more that I just don't even remember which is which anymore. Usually if I look at my tags that I save, I can figure it out, but off the top of my head, this is one thing that I have a problem identifying. So see how much better that looks? And sorry, my nose is running. Almost cut off a bloom. That would have been sad. Although I would have just taken it inside and put it in a little thing of water. They're so pretty in a little vase with water, and they last for a really long time. There. This one has seen better days. This was a transplant last year. I split it up and put it here, and it looked really, really bad and kind of struggled all season long. But this year, it's going to look beautiful. Just have to kind of deal with it for a year after you transplant it. And I can already see, I'm cutting all these old leaves off, but I can already see new buds popping up down in here. So that'll be pretty. See, there's a little bud right there, and then there's one right there. Over right here. Looks like the chipmunks have been digging holes. Lovely. Some obviously are more far along than others. I should clean this bed up when we're out here next, but I don't have too much time, so thought I'd just get to the hellebore and we'll come out another day and continue cleaning. So there's one. A little one right here, again, that was transplanted either last year or the previous year, so pretty, it's kind of behind, not as big. I've got a bunch down there, and you can see my bird bath broke. Alright, I just have 3 more down here. There, and there. And I believe I had that one like previously, and then those 2 I put in last year. I split them from those 2 up there. That one and that one I split and put there and there. So we'll get these cleaned up. Someone had asked like why I throw stuff like over there. Technically that's like our property too, so I just put stuff I put stuff over there. I just like to, the reason I have like logs there is just because I like to have like a nice solid, like, well not solid, it's super whimsical I guess and woodsy, but I like to have a nice line, even though our property does go a little bit further over, so that's just what I like to do. The more stuff I throw over there, the more it suppresses the weeds. believe I lasted this long in the rain. But I just had to get out here. It's so nice. Maybe I'll go make some like hot chocolate or some coffee or something when I get inside. Pretty soon, before you know it, it's gonna be up and running back here. Oh, I gotta dump that out. Alright, well that is a good start. You can kind of see these little blooms a little bit more. The white definitely stands out more than the pink. Pretty if you cut it and like put it in a little vase, take it inside. It's just such a neat little bloom. Almost reminds me of a passion flower. You've seen those before? My phone is getting really wet. Probably have to call it quits here soon. But yeah, they're pretty neat little plant. That one's pretty big compared to my hand. Another white one there. And then again, like some of these are just starting to pop up a little bit more. They're a little bit behind, or a little bit younger, or they've been split. This one is really neat. It's almost more of like a fluffier bloom. Yeah, looking good. We kind of unearthed these ones. This one is a different variety. You can see it's got like pink around the edges. Kind of yellowy lime green in the middle. And then these are 3 different colors as well. Here's that pink one we just looked at. Here's a different color pink. All right, well, that definitely looks a lot neater and cleaner. And I've got tons of hosta in throughout there that will, before we know it, start making an appearance. I thought this was kind of cool. My Brennera, they're popping up. That's neat. There's already a little bud happening there. Got there and there as well. Those are the Queen of Hearts. But yeah, next time we'll come out and clean all this stuff up, get that looking nice. We'll get this little area ready for those bulbs to start popping up, clean all that up, and kind of tackle that little circle up there as well. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope that my phone doesn't break because it's literally, there's like droplets of water all over it. You probably will notice I did take my flag down. It was super, super windy the other day, and I was like, Nate, we gotta get that flag down ASAP. So it's hanging up in our garage. I gotta get it back out here. All right. But anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me out here today in the gully. And it's crazy how quick this garden in particular turns around. Time it takes for it to go to this state to like fully blooming is nuts. And I mean fully blooming with like hosta and stuff. That's mainly what's out here. Hosta, Brenner, heuchera, that kind of stuff. But anyway, I hope that you have a wonderful day and we'll see you soon hopefully. Bye.